Hey everybody. I have a repair to make today, so I figured I'd make a video about it because, turning the light on, I always talk about how you don't make things to last a lifetime, you make things that you can repair so you can use them for a lifetime. And, it's not something you do with one hand, sorry. You gotta practice what you preach. So if you remember maybe 2 years ago-ish, way too far away from you there, I made this bag. This is the vintage bag that we took apart, made the pattern out of, and since then, my mom's been using it because she carried one in the 70s and she loves it. After 2 years, and she like hikes with it. She loads it up with water bottles and all sorts of stuff. And after 2 years, one of the rivets popped off. So we have a repair to make. You can see here. Well, you can't see. There we go. So we have a rivet that popped off. And we have options, right? Now, I'm not going to drill out all of the rivets because the others, these are fine, these are fine. The ones holding around to the side, they're all nice and sturdy. I did do a good check, right? But we have options to replace this. We can put another one of these rivets in, right? Or we can go over here. I've been cleaning, thank you for noticing. And we have some solid brass rivets. This would be the strongest option. What I'm actually gonna do, there's Mom right there. Say hi, Mom.
Hi, everybody.
Buckleguy went ham and made Chicago screws in like 8 million different sizes. If you don't know what a Chicago screw is, a rivet you set and it's permanent pretty much. Now if you're Beto or a very talented restorer, you can pull out a rivet and reinstall it. I am not that talented. So they made a whole line of Chicago screws that are, when I say they have every size, they sent me a box. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, I think 12 different sizes, but it's not just the post length. So you have your choice of the round or the more modern flat kind of angled ones. But I've been waiting for someone to do this forever because I do like, obviously I use pop rivets all the time, but so this one, I know a lot of people use this flat kind of thing. However, this is a good thing for a repair job because what I'm gonna do is, I'm not gonna take the time to drill out every single rivet because one rivet failed, okay? What I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna pick the right size Chicago screw, I'm gonna repair the one that needs repairing, and then I'm gonna send my mom home with a bag of Chicago screws, so if any of the other ones break, now remember this is 2 years old pretty much, and she uses it almost every day, she can just put a Chicago screw in. All you need is a flathead screwdriver and a little drop of super glue. That's all I recommend. But we're going down to 3 16th-inch posts. Look how tiny that is compared to a normal Chicago screw. Mini Chicago screws, which is awesome. I can't wait to use these for projects. They're gonna be super rad. Your best option would be a traditional rivet. However, you have to drill those out. With the Chicago screw, if you ever want to deep clean the bag, you can just unscrew the screws, take the whole bag apart, deep clean the bag, and re-screw the screws and put it all back together. And now that I have the option of all these different post sizes and actual head sizes, right? I'm gonna use these to repair the bag and then send my mom home with a little baggie full so if another one pops out, she can just screw it in herself. That tiny, look how small that is. You could use that for a wallet. You could use that for so many different applications. And this is the size of a normal Chicago screw head, like that. Look how small that is. Our failure was at a point of pressure. Our failure was right where the clip attaches to the strap. Now you'll notice on this side, there's a lot more stuff going on, right? So all of these are sharing the load. Whereas on this side, only this, the load is transferring from here to the bag. So the first thing we gotta do, if the rivet has not popped out on its own, is I'm just gonna take a little screwdriver here and pop the rivet out on either side. Sometimes they can be a little tricky and not want to come out, so you can sort of bend the leather like this and slowly work it out, and eventually it'll make it. And if not, you can take the flathead side of a screwdriver and bend it and just kind of stick the flathead underneath. Be careful to not get your fingers. Stick the flathead underneath and twist, and it just shot across the room. So now we have a nice clean canvas to work with here. The way I size Chicago screws is when I put everything together, I don't want to be able to see that Chicago screw popping out. You see how that's popping out like that? That's too much extra. And you're going to have play and wiggle, and it's not necessarily going to break, it's just going to kind of be sloppy, and they'll have a tendency, the screw will back out. Now we are going to add a little dab of super glue, not enough to make it permanent, but enough. You can also use clear nail polish actually to do this, but enough to keep it held in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to find a size, and I know that I'm very lucky to just have a bag of everything and of every size in front of me. But it is a good idea if you are making things and you have a lifetime warranty that you keep different sizes on hand. What I'm going to do is I'm going to switch Mom's bag to the cool flat ones to modernize it a little bit. And I think the 1/2 inch is going to be perfect. So when I put this in here, and I put it, oh, I have to put it the other way, so that the threads are facing in, so it's not ugly. There we go, perfect. So you can see how it's right there. It doesn't go up. If you see it flat, there's nothing there. You don't even feel it. And that'll let this end kind of screw in and bite down. So we found the size that we need. We'll pop this guy right back on, and I'll go get some glue, and we'll make our installation, and our bag is officially repaired in about 5 minutes. I'm like Chicago screw heaven here. All right, so all I'm gonna do, I have some Gorilla Glue here. I'm just gonna put a little dab, just the tiniest bit, just that much. That's it, that's all you need. Then I'm gonna put that on there like that. I thought this would look cool, but this is very annoying. Then I'm gonna put my back piece in and I'm gonna use a bigger flathead screwdriver for this. And we're just gonna screw this together. And the difference between Buckleguy's Chicago screws and a lot of other Chicago screws, okay, that was way too big. The little one will do just fine. Is the threads are a lot finer, and the brass is a lot stronger than a lot of Chicago screws out on the market. This is really hard to do while you're talking at the same time. There we go. So these things glide in. And with more thread to hold on to, they're going to be much grippier, and they're going to stay on too. They're just really smooth. I'm not trying to make a sales pitch. They're just really nice Chicago screws. And they're a good way if you want to avoid pop rivets, which some people do, and I understand it. That's it. So now we have a totally repaired joint. All it took was pushing out the pop rivet, putting in the Chicago screw. Now that Buckleguy has all of these different sizes and styles of rivets, of Chicago screws available, I'm going to switch a lot of the stuff I make over to Chicago screws from pop rivets, because it does add a little bit to the cost, but you're able to make things modular, you're able to make things, these don't break. I made belts with the Chicago screws for 10 years, they just don't break. But you can make different styles of crossbody straps, you can make different styles of attachments and closures and all that stuff using Chicago screws, and the end user, your customer, can just switch things out and do whatever they want. And we use Chicago screws on our belts because you could put any buckle you wanted on instead of riveting a buckle on that you were just stuck with. I could also glue the solid brass rivet root because you're not going to want to take that off. Like you don't wake up one day and go, I wish the snap on my bag looked different. But I like the Chicago screw because, you know, my mom likes to keep this bag clean. So she takes it apart and she saddle soaps it and she oils it up once a year. And this way, she'll be able to take all the Chicago screws out, lay everything flat, and do that. So that's what we're going with. And you can see, in the meantime, you can't really tell any difference between the Chicago screw and the pop rivets. And that's it. Our bag is repaired. But I have a light here. Look at the patina on this thing. Mom's really killing it.
Should be.
It looks great.
Gets enough use.
And you load it up, too.
I don't overload it.
Yeah, but you put like bottles of water in it and stuff.
In my big wallet.
Yeah, so this might not have been the best use case for pop rivets because they're not known to be the strongest thing, and that's on me.
I'll let you know.
But that's also why I gave it to my mom instead of sold it. If I were selling it to a customer, I would have put regular rivets in it. So,
now I know where I stand.
Yeah, well, you get all the trial stuff, you know?
I love it. Keep it coming. Keep it coming.
That's all I have, you know?
Open arms. Does that need to be corrected?
Mom confessions. Tell them what you just, hold on. I gotta make sure you're visible.
Okay.
Wait, we need to turn the light on. Yeah, you gotta deal with whatever you look like right now. Because I didn't know this.
Okay, I have a mom confession to say with my son sitting in back of the camera. And remember, this is his business and he orchestrates this, so I'm not sure how much slack I'm going to cut him. But Eric gave me 3 pocketbooks at that time. One was one he designed just for me, more of an attaché case for when I travel and blah, blah, blah. Then he gave me this, which is my absolute favorite every day, wear it all the time. And then he also gave me a very small one. Both this and the small one were crossbodies. Well, I got them home and saw the straps, and
This had a wider strap on it.
I'll get there.
Okay.
I'll confess. I switched the straps between this and the smaller one. There was a bit of a difference in length, and I'm part of the reason he's 6 feet 4 inches tall. I've got the height, and this was just the better, not only length on me, but it was a little bit lighter. I'm getting older. I like as light a purse as I can, and there was a difference. But the original strap for this purse was thicker and might not have done what this rivet did.
It also had double rivets.
Well, probably.
It did.
But he's just shown you how versatile his work can be. And I don't use the smaller one as much because I'm out and about. Mom confession over and out.
Okay.
Am I still your favorite mother?
Mom confession over and out. Pop rivets are not always the best case scenario, but I don't like how they get a bad rap as being very weak if you use enough of them. If you use 2 pop rivets, you're gonna be fine on a bag that size. I didn't know that she switched it out. I made her the small version of that bag. It wasn't of this bag actually. Was it? It wasn't. Was
No,
it?
it wasn't a small version of this bag.
No, it was a
just
Becky
small
bag. It was like the mini
It wasn't
Becky.
even a Becky bag. It was a cross between everything.
Okay, so I made her a very small
It was a
purse to
small
carry like her phone and a little wallet.
It was just a classic.
Yeah, it was for a phone and a wallet.
That's about it. I couldn't.
That's how big it was.
Couldn't fit my wallet.
So that's why that rivet broke, because that is, I make a lot of stuff and I can't remember everything I make. So that's why that rivet popped, because it was overloaded. Not because it was a weak rivet. So don't be afraid to use pop rivets, but do realistically look at what size bag you're making and what it can hold. Now, The difference between a pop rivet and a Chicago screw is that if I were going to make, when I made a strap for that bag, I used 2 pop rivets. 1 Chicago screw will hold the same amount of weight. So I didn't know that. And that's pretty much it. I didn't know that. So this is not a me saying my work broke and I'm trying to make up for it. This is someone admitting after she watched me film the video from behind the scenes that she switched the straps from the bag that was only supposed to hold a pound and then filled it with water bottles and long wallets and carried around for 2 years. And what? What would you like to add?
I have a sneaking suspicion this is not the end of this that I've ever heard. Adios.
Okay. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.